Welcome, Planeteers. War is a sad reality, and under the current state of affairs, it feels like we would never ever have a war free period on Earth. Which is sad for sure, but if you look at the bigger picture and take a bird's eye view, then in the long term you will realize that it is a necessary evil. No, now I'm not here to promote war and indulge in any kind of warmongering, but just trying as usual to play the devil's advocate and show the other side of why wars in the long run help humanity. The first reason is war promotes progress. This was a fairly obvious reason and most of you would have figured it out. Over millennia, war has brought progress and has been the breeding ground for progress and innovation. It all started with the birth of humanity. We were clearly not the strongest physical being on this earth. I mean, a mere centipede scares the living shit out of us. But yet, there is no species on earth that we have not tamed. And we made up for the lack of physical prowess with innovations, developing the primitive tools and weapons, our first innovation. And then, with this innovation, we managed to even tame fire itself. And since then, whether it's been between different tribes, religions, kingdoms, or countries, war has been a constant reality, continuously fueling development. Let's take Second World War for an example. All the internet capabilities, mobile communications, aviation development, logistics development, nuclear energy, etc., 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 all benefits that we enjoy today are products of this great war. Even when we were not literally fighting and it was just rivalry and competition like in the Cold War, it led to some of the major advancements in the world at that time, especially in the space area. Second is the development of the mindset of the soldier, the infrastructure of defense, the military strategies to plan complex coordinated attacks, the ability to guard every inch of this planet, be it land, water, air, and now space, has all been a result of war. The massively trained armies and the development of the instinct to kill is probably the most underrated factor, but it is the most vital one as well. War does not allow this mechanism to rust. Sorry, by continuous on-field practice, continuous improvement on the chinks in the armor, it helps the army to evolve and get better every day. As an Indian, our fiercest rival is Pakistan, and despite all the pain and suffering it has caused to us, one thing we can thank it is for keeping our army on its toe forever by providing stiff competition in the toughest of terrains and continuously oiling this machinery to the point that if you ask any defense expert that if there was a war between India and our other enormous neighbor, China, who would win? And despite China's better resources, financial prowess, and a more equipped army, the eventual scales tip in favor of India because there is no discounting the value of war experience, strategy, and actual on the battlefield training, which, when compared, India has in abundance as compared to China. This is also one of the reasons why USA continues to fight wars in different parts of the world, where it does not need to, because clearly it does not have any major land disputes with any of these. The reason, other than the so called politicals, is also to keep its army and its troop trained and experienced in real action and to continuously churn the wheels of progress in weapons and defense mechanism. Imagine a world where there was no history of war and then the cliche science fiction comes true and tomorrow we have an alien invasion. Can you see how easy would it be to take us down with no defense mechanism or weapons or industries to maintain a continuous supply of weapons to and the lack of military strategy, coordinated attacks? Imagine tackling extraterrestrial beings without missiles, fighter jets, aircraft carriers, weapon technology, and most importantly, lack of trained soldiers who have no discipline, don't know how to hold a weapon, don't have the instinct to kill or pull the trigger. You may say that we can train soldiers in army games or drill. Why war then? Because it's easy to perform when you know that your life is not at stake. No matter how intensely you stimulate the environment, you still have that cushion of coming out alive. It is war and all the field action that harden you to take that action. Will you jump off the plane without a parachute? No. But you'll do it when you have it, and that's called skydiving because you are not afraid of your life. And it is this impulse to take action and the reflex develop that makes all the difference and removes that 1 second delay or a fraction of second of delay to overthink things before taking action because that fraction of second is all it takes to turn life into death and turn the tide in war when everything is at stake. And this is what war trains you for. To be able to kill other being is very difficult. It needs to develop a certain conscious for it. Also, people may question the human capability to unite and work with each other, and they are not baseless. We do continue to fight with each other over petty issues like existent lines drawn on a piece of paper, or to prove the superiority of one imaginary supreme being over the other. But I do trust humanity and its capability to come together when humanity is in danger as a collective species. The latest example being the COVID 19 pandemic. I know lives were lost, but can you see how this would have exaggerated if the entire world did not act collectively, pitching its resources together against this invisible army? If that did not happen, could you even imagine a vaccine to be developed in around a year when it generally takes no less than half a decade for any vaccine to be made available for civilian use? This is our power. And despite all our difference, I am a romantic and really believe in the ability of humanity to overcome any adversity. And if those aliens do turn up, they will curse the star position in which they decided to take down Earth and thought that it would be easy. Not under our watch. Live long and prosper.